Although estimates vary, it's thought that as many as 60 million of these magnificent animals, called bison, roamed the vast grasslands of North America over 200 years ago. The greatest concentrations of bison lived on grasslands stretching from the Rocky Mountains across the Mississippi River and into northern Canada. Many Native Americans depended on the bison for their way of life, and the bison depended on grasslands. Although many of the world's grasslands have disappeared or been greatly reduced in size, enough remain to provide a glimpse of this fascinating biome. What exactly are grasslands? What are their characteristics? And what are some of the life forms found in grasslands? During the next few minutes, we're going to answer these questions and others as we investigate grassland biomes. You compare. What's the obvious difference between this forest and this grassland? Trees dominate the forest, whereas this grassland is covered by grass. What exactly are grasses? Grasses are flowering plants. However, the flowers are usually quite small and hard to see. Grasses tend to have long, narrow leaves and round stems. Most grasses have long roots that stretch many meters into the earth, enabling them to reach deep underground for water. Although trees and other plants are found in grasslands, grasses tend to be the dominant plants. There are many different types of grasslands, but most share some common characteristics. Grassland biomes tend to receive between 25 and 75 centimeters of rain per year. This is enough rain to prevent deserts from forming, but the small amount of water, along with other factors, prevents large areas of trees from growing. Grazing by large animals such as bison, elk, deer, and antelope also hinders the growth of trees. Furthermore, occasional fires prevent large numbers of shrubs and trees from becoming established. Quite often, grasslands receive irregular rainfall and may experience long periods of drought. Some grasslands, such as those in North America, have great seasonal temperature fluctuations. Winters can be bitterly cold, while summers are hot and dry. Soil is another important characteristic of grassland biomes. For example, the soils in the central grasslands of North America are among the richest in the world, whereas soils here in this African grassland are not as fertile. Soil has a great influence on the types of plants and animals that can survive in a specific grassland. Every continent, except Antarctica, has grasslands. You decide. What terms are used to describe North American grasslands? In North America, grasslands are often called plains or prairies. They're a type of temperate grassland. Temperate grasslands tend to have hot summers and cold winters. Precipitation falls unevenly throughout the year. The steppes of Central Europe and Asia are another type of temperate grassland. Tropical grasslands exist in parts of South America, Africa, Southern Asia, and Australia, where temperatures are consistently warm. Savannas, such as those found in Africa, are one type of tropical grassland. Savannas have warm temperatures year-round and 2 long dry seasons. African savannas are home to huge herds of grazing animals such as zebras and giraffes, as well as many other types of animals. Over 200 years ago, early European settlers traveling through the prairies of North America witnessed grasslands as far as the eye could see. But the grasslands through which they traveled were not all the same. While most grasslands are on flat or slightly hilly terrain, differences in temperature, precipitation, and soils are responsible for variations of plant and animal life. Let's take a look at some of the different grasslands in North America. California grasslands are located along the Pacific coast and in California's Central Valley. Interspersed in the grasslands are wetlands that are home to thousands of migratory birds. Today, most California grasslands have been cultivated into huge agricultural areas for fruits and vegetables. Farther east, between the Pacific and Rocky Mountain ranges, intermountain grasslands extend from Canada southward. One of the most dominant plants here is not a grass, but a shrub called sagebrush. However, enough grass exists in intermountain grasslands to enable cattle, sheep, and herds of other animals to graze. You decide. What are these animals? These animals are pronghorn antelope. They're capable of running at speeds of over 110 kilometers per hour. They're one of many different animals found in intermountain grasslands. Desert grasslands are located farther south in Arizona, New Mexico, and parts of Texas and Mexico. Desert grasslands contain arid grasses that are interspersed with cacti, agaves, and yucca plants. Stretching in a narrow belt east of the Rocky Mountains from Saskatchewan to northern Texas is the shortgrass prairie. Prickly pear cactus and other plants grow among the short grasses. Prairie dogs were once abundant in the shortgrass prairie. The mixed prairie lies farther east, running from Manitoba and Saskatchewan to Texas. Grasses in the mixed prairie are of medium height. Tens of millions of bison once inhabited the mixed prairie, as did huge flocks of migratory birds. This beautiful scene is in the tall grass prairie of Iowa. The tallgrass prairie is the easternmost grassland in the Central Plains, stretching as far east as Ohio and running from Manitoba to Oklahoma. Here, tall grasses such as big bluestem and Indian grass reach heights of 3 to 4 meters. There are dozens of different kinds of flowers in the tall grass prairie. Black-eyed Susans and prairie rose are a few of the many colorful flowers. Large herbivores, such as white-tailed deer, bison, and elk, graze the wide variety of grasses that flourish in the rich soil. A wide variety of birds and insects add to the biodiversity of the tall grass prairie. While trees do exist in the tall grass prairie, periodic fires, sporadic rainfall, prolonged droughts, and strong winds limit their existence. Few grasslands look today as they did many years ago. The temperate grasslands of North America have changed dramatically. In Iowa, for example, less than 1% of the original tallgrass prairie remains. Its rich soil was irresistible to early settlers who, over the span of a few decades, plowed the prairie to grow corn and other crops. Today, the plains of North America are one of the largest and most productive agricultural areas in the world. Only small portions of the original prairies exist in preserves such as this one. Here, you can still get a glimpse of the complexity and beauty of grassland biomes. During the past few minutes, we've explored some of the fascinating characteristics of grasslands. We describe grasslands as biomes dominated by grasses that receive 25 to 75 centimeters of rain yearly. We took a quick look at the great variety of grasslands found throughout the world. More specifically, we explored grasslands found in North America, including California grasslands, intermountain grasslands, desert grasslands, as well as the short grass, mixed, and tall grass prairies. Finally, we discussed the status of grasslands today. So, the next time you visit a grassland or see an image of a grassland plant or animal, think about some of the things we've discussed during the past few minutes. You just might think about grassland biomes a little differently. Fill in the correct word to complete the sentence. Good luck, and let's get started. Number 1. Biomes are dominated by grasses. Number 2. Grasslands are located in North America. Number 3. Tropical grasslands, such as the in Africa, are warm throughout the year. Number 4. Grasslands in North America are sometimes called plains or and number 5. And grazing by animals tend to hinder trees from flourishing in tall grass prairies.